There are very few brands on earth that almost everyone recognizes instantly. But one red label has managed to do something extraordinary. It became recognizable in nearly every country on the planet. You can walk into a small shop in Brazil, a restaurant in Japan, or a street market in Africa, and still find the same drink, Coca-Cola. But Coca-Cola's dominance wasn't just about selling soda. It was about building one of the most powerful branding systems in business history, a system that turned a simple beverage into a global cultural symbol. Coca-Cola began in 1886 in Atlanta, Georgia. A pharmacist named John Pemberton created a syrup that could be mixed with carbonated water. The drink was sold at soda fountains for just a few cents per glass. At the time, it was just another beverage among many. There was no reason to believe it would become a global brand. But what happened next changed everything. Very early in the company's history, Coca-Cola focused heavily on branding. The iconic script logo was created in the 19th century, and remarkably, it has remained largely unchanged ever since. Consistency became one of Coca-Cola's greatest strengths. Consumers began to associate the brand with something simple but powerful: happiness, refreshment, moments of enjoyment. Over time, Coca-Cola wasn't just selling a drink, it was selling an emotion. Originally, Coca-Cola was only available at soda fountains, but in the late 1800s, the company made a critical decision. It allowed independent businesses to bottle Coca-Cola and distribute it locally. This bottling system became the engine of Coca-Cola's growth. Instead of building factories everywhere itself, the company created a network of partners. These partners handled production and distribution. Meanwhile, Coca-Cola focused on the brand. This separation allowed the company to expand rapidly across the United States and eventually the world. Coca-Cola was one of the first companies to fully embrace large-scale advertising. In the early 20th century, the company invested heavily in posters, billboards, and promotional materials. The message was always consistent. Coca-Cola represented refreshment and happiness. The company understood something critical. If people recognized the brand, they would trust the product, and trust drives sales. The iconic bottle. Another brilliant move came in 1915. Coca-Cola introduced its famous contour bottle. The design was intentionally unique. The goal was simple: make the bottle recognizable even in the dark, or if it were broken on the ground. This distinctive design helped Coca-Cola stand out from competitors, and it reinforced the brand's identity around the world. As the 20th century progressed, Coca-Cola expanded internationally. During World War II, the company made a remarkable commitment. Coca-Cola promised that every American soldier could buy a Coke for 5 cents wherever they were stationed. To achieve this, the company built bottling plants around the world. After the war ended, those plants remained. This unintentionally accelerated Coca-Cola's global expansion. Countries across Europe, Asia, and Latin America soon became major markets. Coca-Cola didn't just advertise. It created cultural moments. Some of its campaigns became iconic. One famous campaign in the 1970s featured people from different countries singing together on a hilltop. The message was simple: Coca-Cola brings people together. Another famous moment came with the holiday image of Santa Claus. Coca-Cola's advertising helped shape the modern visual image of Santa that many people recognize today. These campaigns strengthened the emotional connection between the brand and consumers. One of Coca-Cola's biggest strengths is distribution. The company built an enormous global network capable of delivering products almost anywhere. Supermarkets, restaurants, vending machines, convenience stores. This presence ensures that Coca-Cola is almost always within reach of customers. Availability reinforces habit, and habit strengthens brand loyalty. Competition and resilience. Coca-Cola has faced intense competition over the decades. The most famous rivalry is with Pepsi. Marketing battles between the two companies shaped the soft drink industry for generations. Yet, Coca-Cola maintained its dominance through brand strength and global scale. Even when consumer preferences change, the brand remains powerful. Coca-Cola's success reveals several important business lessons. First, branding can turn an ordinary product into something extraordinary. Second, distribution can be just as important as the product itself. And third, consistency over decades builds trust that competitors struggle to match. Coca-Cola began as a small drink sold at a pharmacy. But through strategic branding, powerful advertising, and a global distribution network, it became one of the most recognized brands in human history. Today, billions of servings of Coca-Cola products are consumed every day. Not just because people are thirsty, but because the brand represents something familiar, something comforting, something global. And that is the real power behind Coca-Cola.